Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 10.5, and here we are up on the bridge of the toaster. And in the previous video I started to rebuild the ship to make it more into a capital support vessel, and I probably got a little bit carried away. And just to give you a bit of an update, since the end of that video I spent about 2.5–3 hours working on the ship, kind of making changes and trying to blend it all in, but it's not finished. But I'll give you a bit of a tour in a minute. But what I want to do in this part is I want to move the capital vessel back up to where this base is, and I want to pick up the nightshade and the hover vehicle here. And then what I would like to do after that is get over here, maybe visit the Polaris and get some promethium. I also want to visit these crashed capital vessels, because what I want to do is find one with some grow plots on it. And so we've got a crash capital vessel there. I think that one's been done, but there are various ones around on the planet that I want to do. Also, I wouldn't mind sweeping in and taking out some of these Xerax bases as well, but that could be interesting. What we're going to need to do is actually fix up the SV in a combat role. That's the SV that we got to go and collect. Anyway, I'm going to start with a little bit of a tour, but I think the first thing I need to do is actually sleep through the night. I postponed sleeping through the night because days down here are very short. Anyway, I think I'm going the wrong way, so I'm just going to go up and give you the upstairs tour first. You can see we've got a couple of fridges tucked in here, which I've put in order to help it. I thought I'd name those fridges. Yeah, raw food and supplies. Obviously it doesn't show up on the outside. This is my farm, and one of my next objectives is actually get some grow plots in here. And you can see I've actually become a complete convert to these armored windows that I looted off the Titan. I actually really like them. They look kind of slightly double glazed effect as well. And in here is my ancillary machine room. It's got the warp drive in here. I think hidden in here somewhere is another power generator over there. So there's not much in here at the moment, but if a ship expands I may fill this in. And this comes back to what I was saying, is I might have gone a little bit over the top of the ship here. So we've got there, and of course the front of the ship still looks pretty basic. And just going to walk through here, and this is my main machine room with the constructors in it. We've got the gravity generator. I've made a small constructor in order for converting ore. So just to show you that, what I've done is this one is just for general jobbing, and it actually feeds back into the things. We've got constructor in. So this is mainly used for converting ingots and stuff like that. I've walked through here. I've got another armored window here. These side doors I'll talk about in a little while. I come through into here. I've got this great big hangar, and again I think I went a little bit over the top with this hangar, and I think at the end of the last video I was going to extend this, but I changed my mind here. We've got some creepy crawlers underneath here as well. I've had a lot of creatures around here. In fact, while I'm stood here, I'll give you the main tour of the outside. Now, I will emphasize that this is not finished. You can see here some of the blocks are not fully blended in. The reason for that is that at the moment I'm not totally sure how I want to shape the front of the ship. So it's a possibility that I will change a lot of that side panelling over time as well. I've also put these doors in. Oops, what's this stuff up here? This shouldn't be here. I put some doors into here so that I can actually add thrusters and RCSs in anything else I want in this area. So these are kind of separate storage rooms. And because I was using the symmetry plane, yeah, just take these out as well. All that, so there. And let's just get through here to the side doors. I've put one on each side because one of the problems I've got is with access. Okay, let's just get rid of the I think they're called creepies now. Oops, nope, I want the. There you are. And of course I want the meat as well, so Because one problem I am suffering from slightly, well, I've got two basic problems at the moment. One is fuel, and the other is food. So, because I really need to get that farm up and running as quickly as possible. But we're gonna, what's that over there? I think that's more corn. There's a couple of corns over here in the fog. Just gonna come and grab these. There's a pteropod here. I've been killing a few of these as the pteropods as well. Where are you? Trouble with the pteropods is they tend to run away. But they are a good source of meat though. Yeah, so we've got 2 meat and a milk from them. If I walk back this way, I think that's a corn as well. I mean, we're not next to the Titans anymore. I've actually moved over here because I deployed a water generator. Okay, where are you? There's the trouble with these things, they're a little bit more harder to put down. Shotgun. What's that there? That's just a rock. Anyway, won't take me long to do this, and then we will be on our way, and we'll head back to the base and pick up the SV and the HV. But I want to grab all this plant protein before we leave. You can see here also that one of the problems I've got with this ship is that finding a flat piece of land for it to land on can be a little bit tricky. Anyway, so let's get back over here. And the reason I put this water generator out is simply because I need the water to make the hydrogen, to make the advanced power cells. Just put this up here. I think we can do that. In here, 37. I was hoping for more than that, but never mind. I'm just gonna get back up into here, and you can see how quickly my food goes down. Let's just whoops. Just come here. And we've got a little bit of power there. Raw food. Get that in there, and we'll put those hardened steel blocks into there. I mean, I've had a good sort out, and what I've actually done is I've changed my constructor inputs to the big supply areas that I've put down under these floors here, and I took away the ones that were there. In fact, you can see how I've emptied all this area out completely. Just get rid of that at the moment. A little bit of a distraction. In fact, I just noticed something. I suppose I could keep the tent in there for the moment. And what we're going to do now is go over here. Actually, before we do that, come in here, advanced constructor, turn you on. I think turn off the large constructor. Trying to save as much power as possible. One thing I would really like to see in a future update is the ability to put solar panels onto capital vessels. And you can see here, to make the fusion cells, I'm going to make 50 promethium pellets and 10 hydrogen bowls. But that produces a lot more power. See, that gives us 300 for 50. This gives us 150 for 50 pellets. So just by using the hydrogen, we can double the amount of power that these supply. But the trouble is, we've got to have this. And to make hydrogen, we need water and steel plates. So I've only got 40 water, but I think we can make 5 of these, which that comes out at 10 of those actually. So these come out pretty good for the amount of resources that you actually use. So this is by far the most efficient way to make fuel, but at the same time I actually need the oxygen as well. And I'm just going to jump in here. We're going to power up the thrusters. You can see here we've got 46%, which is pretty good considering the size of the fuel tanks. I'm going to adjust this back a bit. And of course we're in fog. And just going to get a little bit of height as well. Now if I look over there, it says that we're 5 kilometers away from the base over there, but if I was to fly across the map here, it's going to take quite a long time. In fact, the whole video would be me flying up there if I didn't edit it out. But more importantly, it will consume a lot of fuel. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get up into space, because one of the easiest ways to move a capital vessel across the planet long distances is to actually do it in space. Actually, I need some food again as well. Really got to sort this food supply situation out. I mean, I've been living on steaks for quite a long time now. Okay. Now, the downside of doing this is that actually, let's just do that for food. I'm probably going to. I've had a couple of cases where I've actually, how can you say? Oops. Oops, bit of a fail there. Forgot I haven't pressurized the ship. Yep, so done myself a little bit of damage, but we'll be okay. You can see straight away now that the capital vessel's a lot more efficient in space. We're getting 160 minutes of power. As I'm flying around the curvature, I'm dropping back into the atmosphere, but that's not a problem because we're still in 0x territory, so it's going to drop forward a bit more. I think we could probably flying up this way. No, I think we can go a little bit further in the space. Right, we're 1.52 kilometers away, so we can drop down now. Of course, you've got to remember that part of that distance is the height above the planet, so we're probably a little bit closer than what we thought we were. Not sure why. Oh, it's a bit better. Okay, we're just going to drop down. Of course, we're coming in the fog. Now, one of the problems. My down thrusters are a little bit overpowered at the moment. And we're just going to get in here. Now the problem we're going to have is where to land. Because the terrain around here is not particularly that flat. Could we get in here? Actually dropped quite nicely actually. Thrusters off and jump out. A bit of a reload. Got to be a little bit aware of the local residents. We don't quite get to the ground. I suspect, wow, that's tilted forward. This could be a problem because that. So I haven't got the jetpack on. Yeah, that's on the front of the slope. That may be a problem for the hover vehicle. Okay, let's just get back to base. It's a long time since we've been here. And hopefully we'll be in output and supplies. I mean, it'd be really good if I can hook this stuff out directly, although we won't be able to hook it out of here because, okay. Actually we're just going to dump everything into here. Just do it really quickly. I'll sort it all out afterwards. Okay, we've only got one too far. Okay, never mind. Just disconnect, reconnect. I mean, it's slow, but it's still not as bad as having to do it. Oh, we got a couple of sniper upgrade crits. I didn't realise I had those. So I will sort this out afterwards. Probably. We've got a med bay, which could be useful. I'm just going to. Oops. Okay, break the connection. Oop, I've done it again. Reconnect. Break this into here. And what I want to do is, I can't remember what I've actually got in the hover vehicle. I can't remember what I've put into the hover vehicle, so let's have a quick look. Nightshade, not the nightshade. Hover vehicle. Okay, we got some combat steel box, so let's grab that. I think we'll move the nightshade first. It's going to power up. Oops. Perhaps we'll put the power on. Put a little bit of power in here. Oh, it's a dirty, great big ship. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I shouldn't complain. Kind of not convinced I'm going to get the hover vehicle up on that ramp. So maybe we will have to relocate a little bit. I'm just going to land on the top here. Maybe move you forward a little bit, because the entrance is down there. So we're just going to have to take the helmet off again, because we're not up in space. We don't need to breathe oxygen. Of course, at the moment, the only way down I've got is this entrance here. So what I may have to do is put another elevator in eventually. Going through that food is just so quick. Let me just have a quick sort out of here. Just put that in there. Raw food. It's going to go in there. Guns and ammo. So we've got a bit more oxygen than I thought I had. I'll put the armor in here as well. So we definitely need a minigun. Got another multi-tool. Sniper upgrade kit can go into the constructor in. Oh, I've got power cells there. Everything else, oops. Got that raw food. Try and keep everything together as much as possible. Actually, let me just put that in as well, so that we've got that tucked in there. And I think that's about it. I mean, what I will set up is a proper med bay back here eventually. Right, so let's just go and see if we can. Just don't rot the raw food. Actually, let's just do this. I'm thinking about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely got to get the farm up and running, and I still haven't done what I was intending to do. When I have got some other food in the loot lifter, I mean, we could break this down for resources. In fact, I can't remember if I left anything inside of the, well, let's just the tent as well. Not that I really need it. I can't remember. Okay. No, nothing left in here. Wow, I've got grow plots. Okay, we got 3 grow plots here, which could be useful, but it means I'm going to have to make this private and claim it. Hopefully, by doing that, I should be able to retrieve these blocks. Yes, thank you. Certainly going to take that. Want that. And plant grow lamp as well. Don't think there's anything else in here, so we'll turn it back to public so we don't attract the attentions of the... I don't think there's anything else here of great use. Player spawn plate, capacitors, solar panel. I'm not planning on building a base. No, there's nothing really else, anything else here. And now the next thing we need to do is get out of the grass. Power, thrusters, lift. Now, actually, there's one thing. I don't think this ship's fitted with docking pads either. Let me just check. Armor locker, 50%. No, I can't see any docking pads. So we're going to have to make some docking pads. Otherwise, they won't be able to. Let's get some height. See if we can. What we're going to have to do is have a really good run at this. If I use the slope. Wow. Whoa, okay. Jump out. And what I need to do is we should be able to make docking pads in the vehicle. Actually, I can't even remember if I've actually unlocked them. Let's have a quick look. Harvest module. Yeah, docking pads, there we are. If we put the what's that for? That's an SV. Docking pads. If I make, they don't take much. So if I make 3 of those, and while that's actually building, let's just got the 3 grow pads. So let's just get that up and running. Up here. Not sure I got the generator. Actually, drill off as well. That in. 2, 3, and reduce. Now, what we need is 1. I think that should be it. Yep. And I think I've got some plants somewhere. I'm not slightest idea where they are. I think they're actually in the loot lifter. Is it fridge? It's fridge 1, fridge 2. I think we're going to have in one of those, and want eggplant, don't want fiber plant, don't want wheat. Why they were. I'm sure I had some tomato plants. Okay. No. Put that in there. Of course, one thing we will need to do now is actually pressurize the ship with the oxygen. But we've got the ventilator there. I'm not worried about this main area, but we certainly want that. We've made a small start on our farm. Oops. Output area. Oops, no. Toaster. Output supplies. There's the docking pads. Because if we don't have docking pads on the bottom of the hover vehicle, we'll probably have a problem taking off. Fine. If I put one, I mean, I will probably end up changing this anyway. We put docking pads there, and now we should be able to land here. It's going to turn power off. There's nothing in here at the moment anyway. So we've now got our recovered our ships. And so where are we going to go now? Well, I suppose in some ways I need to make sure that this ship will get off the ground now. We're here. Got a crash capital vessel there. What I would like to do is set a waypoint there. And I want to head up for the Polaris because I want these 2 bits of Promethium. I think we're in a position where they're going to not object to us mining stuff friendly. Yeah, we're friendly or better. So if we shoot up a bit more Xerax, we should be able to mine that Promethium. There's not much of it, but every little bit helps at the moment. So we're just going to jump up into here. And hopefully we are going to get off the ground. If we don't, I will be... Okay. That hover vehicle looks absolutely pathetic inside that bay, doesn't it? Then, eventually I'm going to build it up. We're going to do exactly what we did last time. We're going to get up into space. Hopefully, it'll be a good test also to see whether the bridge area is pressurized from a moon, from an oxygen point of view. I'm just going to get up. Nope, so it's still telling me I'm not wearing oxygen. Okay. So it looks very much, probably because the ventilator is actually in the farming area. So what I will probably need is a second ventilator. Oops. Right, we're close enough now, so we're just going to... Because again, we're way above the surface of the planet. I really should have closed that rear ramp as well. I mean, I will get some signal logic in eventually, although I'm also aware of the fact that we are running up slightly against a time limit with the 10.6 update, although I've got a feeling Elion have gone away and are having some additional thoughts based on the feedback about the CPU. Actually, while I'm coming into land, I'll just talk a little bit about the CPU. And that is the fact that obviously there's a very good chance that this save game will break when the 10.6 update comes out. And I'm kind of half thinking about maybe starting again, but even if CPU is actually optional, there's part of me that says maybe I should give CPU a go, and I'll be very interested if any of you have got any opinions or feedbacks. I mean, what are you going to do with your Let's Plays? Are you going to do it? In fact, I think that ramp may need to drop down. We may need to do something about the back of the ship there. I think maybe that ramp is too high. Okay, I'm just going to turn the thrusters off and I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to get some more food in. I think I actually need a core as well. Let me just make it. I can't remember if I've got. I don't think I've got any more cores. So we're just going to. I think you can use you to knock a core out. Yep. I can't remember if I've actually visited this, but it doesn't look like it. And what I'm hoping is we might be able to find some good loot on here. Mainly grow plots. Let me just come in here, construct it in. And I'm just going to I think what we're going to do is try and hide the core away a little bit, just in case we get a base attack. Right, what have we got here? I think I've already looted out all the top level stuff. We've got doors, tanks, we've got a grow light. Normally where there's grow lights there's often what we call it, grow plots. So it says grow light in a fairly odd print. Okay, we're gonna have to lost contact with the drone there, thank you. I'm losing my okay, let's just jump up into here. I mean this could just have a quick check. Combat steel. Yeah, this could be a good loot area, but at the same time I don't really want to overload the ship. You've got to be kidding me. Well, we got a couple of we're certainly going to pick up the grow light. One grow plot. Great. There's another one there. Right, we'll take you. Yeah, a little bit. What the hell? Well, I suppose a couple of grow plots is better than nothing. I mean, is there any more in here? Pick up some glass. Just have a quick look through. Got a shower. Well, we got plenty of that. Actually, is there any med bays or anything like that in here? Equipment, bunks, toilets, no. Fuel tanks. Certainly going to pick up the fuel tanks. Oh, we can't actually get that. Okay. Certainly going to grab the fuel tanks if I can find them. I think we're just okay. Output and supplies. Right, we're gonna just say these fuel tanks I would love to put into my ship, so that I can just keep piling up the fuel. I don't think there's anything else here. I'm just gonna take out some O2 tanks here. We'll take those. Oops. I'm all for increasing my oxygen capacity as well. What have we got here? Anything here that's... Okay. I can take... You've lost contact with your drone. Yes, thank you. Well, it wasn't spectacular, but I don't think we can complain too much about that. Let's come in here, player. And I'm gonna have to deploy the oxygen generator, water generator again. So, come back into here. Let's just put that there. Let's put the right. We've got medical devices I can put out. We got here. Grow lights, we got a couple more grow plots and a weapon to, we got a couple of fuel tanks and a couple of O2 tanks. I think probably put the O2 tanks over here, put one behind here. I've got two here already. So I put one there. And that kind of balances this up. So if I put a second one there, and I think we'll put the fuel tanks up here. One on each side. How far back did that go? It's right back there. Now that's going to, if I show you the percentage now, this percentage drops, but because of course we've got a lot more capacity, that should make things a little bit better. And of course what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out those. Put a couple more of these in, and of course we're going to put up the, so we got, just going to, can't, never quite get these. 1, 2. That's it. Yeah, that should cover that one. We've got 2 grow lights in here. More plants. So go to the loot lifter. Which one? Actually, while we're here, just eat food. I do want to get this far. Right, we're going to put some tomato sprouts in this time. Here. I mean, eventually I will move this stuff around, but what I'm really interested in is the spices, because spices actually opens up a wider range of food. And got here now. And where can we go to now? I can come back. I mean, this is mining, so what we're going to do is set a waypoint, remove on approach there. Actually, no, let's do this one. And delete this one. And back into the cockpit. Break that link there. Back into the ship. And thrusters on. We're going to have to go west. This is the crash capital VE. What I'm going to do exactly the same as last time. I'm going to get up into space and of course we're going to put the helmet on so that I don't suffocate. I will put a ventilator in the main cabin eventually. Low fuel. I've got plenty of fuel. Why are you telling me that I'm low on fuel? This looks very much the same as the last one. It looks like we're only going to get a couple more what we call it from it. We come in close this side, we'll be okay. We dock right up as close as possible. There. And turn the thrusters off again. And I need a core, so I'm just gonna come here. And just gonna knock up another core. And I've got loads of resources in their own way. And this time we're going to go out this side. Did I actually close that? No, I didn't. And It's annoying me, so I'm actually going to do it here. I will be working on rebuilding this hover vehicle. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, devices, large constructor. I think I can make this what I want with the large constructor. Yep. We're going to knock out a couple of these, and we're going to need some ammunition as well. We make about 40 of those. I actually need some more 15mm as well. So if we make a couple more thousand of those, that's more of a marker for the next part where we will be upgrading the SV, giving it some weapons capability. So here's the... So again, we're just going to... I think we'll just try and hide this inside a bit, so that if we get attacked, we can get the necessary defenses. Well, it won't take so long for the attacking drones to come in here. We certainly want that. We want that. And I think if I remember correctly, there's another one down here. That's another 2. I can't remember if I actually... Let's have a quick... We've got the grow lights, we've got the cargo boxes. Make sure we... Oh, no. Okay. Ah. I can hear someone underneath me. Okay, we never visited this one, so... Okay, so we may have a bit more loot on here. I'm just going to dump everything into here at the moment, and I'll sort it all out off camera. So I've just noticed the time. I'm aware that I am running out of time. So, as I say, I will sort it out afterwards. The spoilt food could be useful because I can use that to actually make some nutrients fluid to make my own pots. So, I'm not actually winning any real... I'm getting some medication from here. Wow, actually we're doing quite well with the medication here for open wounds and that. Energy pills, I never really use them, so yeah, we've got more here. Wow, certainly this is worth looting for nothing else for the antibiotics. Yeah, we got some more. Okay. Well, tag the fuel tanks so that I can see them. Got a couple of generators. There are no generators. We got. It's like it's saying that there's things in here, but they're not in here. I think that's due to the fact that after they make it, they group it and then they move stuff around. No 2 station, don't really need an O2 station. I think that's about it. I don't think I actually need any more. I think I'm gonna hello. I think I'm gonna retrieve the O2 tanks again. Oops. Hello. An alien worm. I think I will deconstruct the fuel tanks. Because I think I've got enough there. We'll just take that for the cobalt. You know, actually, I'm doing it again. Always doing this, always forgetting. Put that into. Put that to output supplies. I mean, I quite like the combat steel blocks, so maybe I'll pick a few of these up on the way through. Actually, did I do a thruster check? There's no thrusters on here at all. Oh well, never mind. Combat steel. Whoops. Well, we got a whole load of hardened steel plates about that, if nothing else. So I'm just gonna sit in here. Wow, I didn't realise I had landed so close to the this. If we can chop this off, I can chop this whole section off to make it collapse. We can get a whole load of stuff from here. There's one thing about this where you can make it all crash. It kind of appeals a little bit to the destructive elements. I've just noticed the time. I've gone over long again. Apologies for that. And what I will do off camera is I will come and mine out these 2 small deposits for promethium, and I will probably check out this capital vessel as well, because there's not much point in me wasting your time doing that. Then maybe in the next part, I'm not too sure what we're going to do. Maybe we've got some ruins there. I mean, we've got a couple of interesting POIs around here somewhere, which we can look at. Anyway, I'll sort that out. We've got the Elder's Tomb over here. We've got a supply station. So maybe we will come into here. What we could do is put some turrets on the hover vehicle, and we could go in here and take out this supply station, do the Elder's Tomb. But that's all for the next video. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.